Camilla, the wife of the late Duke of Edinburgh and consort to the Queen, will not receive an annual payment of £360,000 from Parliament for her official duties, unlike her predecessor. Instead, the sovereign grant will fund the Queen's official activities, including those of Camilla. This information was confirmed in a report by the National Audit Office, NAO, which examined the funding structures of the royal family to enhance transparency. The report highlighted that future funding needs could change significantly under the new reign of the king, whose schedule is expected to be busier than that of the late Queen. A comparison was made between the funding of Camilla and Prince Philip, revealing that Parliament provided the late Duke with a separate annuity of £359,000 per year. However, Camilla will not receive a separate annuity, and her activities will be funded through the sovereign grant. Prince Philip continued to receive his annuity annually, even after the royal family's funding shifted from the old-style civil list to the sovereign grant, which is based on a percentage of the Crown Estate's profits. The 2011 legislation maintained the provision for Prince Philip to receive his annuity for life, as he was specifically named in the retained section of the previous Civil List Act of 1952. Therefore, Camilla cannot inherit the annuity, and new legislation would be necessary to allocate funds to her. The report also mentioned that the King's upcoming program of activities, which is yet to be determined, could have an impact on future funding. Each monarch has their own interests and priorities that shape their schedule of events. While Queen Elizabeth II reduced her engagements and travels in recent years, partly due to the global COVID-19 pandemic, it can be reasonably assumed that the King will host more events and travel more within the UK and overseas at the government's request. However, the NAO indicated that there would be sufficient funding from the sovereign grant to cover any additional costs resulting from these changes. It stated that any shifts in spending profiles would still fall within the available funding from the grant. The report also mentioned the ongoing resurfacing of Buckingham Palace, which has incurred a total expenditure of £185.1 million between 2017 and 2023. This 10-year program aims to upgrade various aspects of the palace, such as cabling, plumbing, heating, and other areas, with a budget of £369 million. The NAO stated that its Comptroller and Auditor General would produce a value-for-money audit report on the major works in the following year. Plans for an external visitor centre at Buckingham Palace have been abandoned due to rising costs caused by inflation. The royal household determined that a more suitable solution could be found inside the palace. In the last financial year, the royal household's total expenditure was £117.3 million, with £107.5 million coming from public funds, including the sovereign grant and the reserve.